Hey guys, so I'm here with another review, but first, I am going to be recording 2 videos tonight. I am going to only post one tonight, and then in a few days I will post the second one, only because I've yet to go to the bookstore. I haven't had any time, and I don't know when I'll get the chance to go out there. So rather than post all the videos at once and have there be dead space in between next videos, I am going to stretch the time out a little bit. That makes the most sense to me. So when you see me wearing the same shirt in the next video, that's why. It's not because I don't change clothes, because I definitely do quite frequently. So let's get started with the review. So this is going to be my review on Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. So the plot of the story is very simple and it's very sweet. This book takes place in New York City during the holidays, I think about a few days before Christmas. Dash hates Christmas and he decides he wants to spend the holidays alone. So he decides to tell his mom that he's spending Christmas with his dad, and then he tells his dad that he's spending Christmas with his mom. And his mom goes out of town, so he's basically staying at his mom's apartment. Lily is the complete opposite. She loves Christmas, she loves the holidays, she loves the cheer, but her parents decide to go to Fiji for their honeymoon, so she is left alone with her brother and his boyfriend. So she is basically the third wheel. So Lily's brother Langston is the one who comes up with the idea of the notebook because he wants alone time with his boyfriend and he doesn't really want Lily interrupting that. So they leave this notebook in the bookstore called The Strand, and Dash finds it a few days before Christmas and he decides to do a couple of these dares. Now throughout the back and forth of the notebook, they form a connection, and that's basically where the plot takes off. Now let me start off by saying I am not a huge romance buff by any means. I can read it here and there, but I'm not one of those people who totally falls over for romance. But the thing about Dash and Lily's Book of Dares is that the romance is very subtle and it's very sweet. It's not heavy and in your face like it is in, for example, a lot of paranormal romance books, which is why you probably won't see a lot of paranormal romance books on this channel, because the romances in there are very in your face. They are very like I said, they are very in your face, and it grosses me out, I'll just be honest. But romance like this, it's really cute and it's really sweet, and it makes you want to go out to a random bookstore and try to find a notebook. One thing that I wasn't expecting with this book was the dares. The dares aren't out there. When I say that, I mean they're very subtle, they're very cute. They're very go to this place or go to this place. I don't know why I was expecting some X Games stuff, but that was a random reference. That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, so I really like that. It was a nice surprise. It was very, like I said, it sort of made your heart melt. Let's go on to the characters. Dash. Oh, Dash. Without sounding like a total creep, if Dash was real, I would probably date him. Not going to lie. I loved his character. He's well versed. He's sort of, I hate using this word as a description because it's such a stupid word, but I guess you could describe him as a hipster. He sort of has that indie thing going on, which I really loved. He is very negative when he's walking through these crowds during the holidays. All he does is complain, and I love it. Lily, on the other hand, she's very chipper. She's very, I want to say she's kind of crazy. Not in the bad way. She's just very loud, and she likes to get her opinions out there sometimes. She describes herself as a goody two-shoes. I actually really liked her character. One thing I loved about these characters is that in this book the chapters do alternate from Dash to Lily. Um, and sometimes when you have that in a book, you sort of lose track of who's speaking, you know, because the characters don't really have a voice. Each of these characters had such a distinct voice that you wouldn't even have to look at their chapter titles, and you could just keep reading and you would know exactly who's talking because they have such distinct voices and personalities. So that's something that I really loved about that. One other character, it's not a main character, but he was a very present side character, and that was Dash's best friend, Boomer. Oh my goodness. Boomer was hysterical. I wanted to reach into the book, pull Boomer out, and make him become my best friend because I loved him. He's one of the best supporting characters that I've read, I think. He's very hysterical and out there, and he's very impulsive, and he doesn't really think before he speaks. But he's one of those people that even though he's so crazy, he's one of the most loyal friends you could ever have. Something that I didn't know before I read the book was that Lily's parts in the book were written by Rachel Cohn, and Dash's parts were written by David Levithan. I think about it, it's probably really obvious. So I watched the BookTuber's review of this book before I started reading it, and I will leave the link to his video down below. Definitely follow him, he's great. He mentions that this book is sort of targeted to a certain audience. I have to agree. I don't know what audience it's directed towards, but I know that I'm a part of it. I could tell while I was reading that it is one of those books that, as much as everybody should like it, I think a lot of people won't get into it, which is really unfortunate. Just a warning, if you are not the kind of person who likes books that don't have a lot of dialogue in it, you are probably less likely to enjoy this book, only because, sometimes this book goes 2 to 3 pages at a time with no dialogue. It is all just thoughts and descriptions, but I definitely think you should give it a try because I absolutely adored this book. I am definitely going to give this book a 5 out of 5. Yay! So exciting. Definitely go and check this book out. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's not the typical romance book. I don't read a lot of romance anyway, but it's the good kind of romance. It's the cute little warm and fuzzy romance, not the attack you in the face with love kind of romance. So yeah, definitely check this book out. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan, 5 out of 5. I'll see you guys later.